Ella, you're wearing a scarf. Is it cold in here?
No, but frozen butterbeer is cold.
Hey everybody, I'm Jacob.
Hi, I'm Ella.
And today we're going to be making one of our favorite theme park treats from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. What is it, Ella?
Butterbeer.
In the third book of the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry, Ron, and Hermione go to Hogsmeade and have their first taste of the warm beverage, butterbeer. J.K. Rowling describes butterbeer as tasting, quote, a little bit like less sickly butterscotch, with the drink containing only enough alcohol to intoxicate a house elf. At the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios Resort, butterbeer is sold from giant barrel carts on the streets of Hogsmeade, at restaurants like the Three Broomsticks and the Leaky Cauldron, and at Diagon Alley's outdoor pub, the Hopping Pot. The Wizarding World offers 3 varieties of this delicious treat: hot butterbeer, cold butterbeer, and the choice of many Central Florida visitors, frozen butterbeer. And that's the one we'll be making today.
So Ella, the video we just saw said that there's only enough alcohol in butterbeer to intoxicate a house elf. Is there any alcohol in what we're making today?
No, because I want to be able to drink it.
Yeah, this is a treat that everybody can enjoy, so there's no alcohol in the butterbeer we're making today or in the butterbeer at the parks, but there are a few things that you're going to need. First off, you're going to need some cream soda. Pick your favorite brand. We have our Hey Dad Hey brand of cream soda there. We're going to freeze 3 cups of that to start out, but then you also need some cold cream soda as well. You're also going to need Amoretti Butterscotch syrup. We've tried several different things, and this by far works the best. I haven't been able to find it in stores, but I can tell you where to get it on Amazon. That link will be in the description down below, but this is great because it doesn't change the texture of the drink, it doesn't change the color of the topping, so we love this stuff. And then heavy whipping cream is the other thing you're going to need to make the topping. And we'll show you how we're going to do that here in just a second. In terms of equipment, you're going to need a couple things as well. So why don't you show us what you got there, Ella?
You're going to need a blender and an immersion blender. And if you don't have an immersion blender, you can just use a hand mixer. It really doesn't matter too much. But
yeah, we use this one because it's smaller and it's a little less messy, but you can use a hand mixer just as well. You're also going to need a measuring cup, because we're going to be measuring a couple of things. You're also going to need a spoon and a couple of straws. And then actually we also have our Harry Potter mugs from the Wizarding World. Those are the souvenir mugs that you get there. You can actually buy those on eBay, I've seen them, but you can also just use whatever cup you have if you'd like, particularly if you're having a party or something like that. These cups that we're using today are 16 ounces, so each serving is going to be 2 cups. And we're making enough for 2 people. So if you want to change the amounts to make more or less, you can certainly do that. So what's the first thing we're going to make, Ella?
first we're going to need to make the toppings.
Okay.
So we're going to pour the heavy whipping cream into the measuring cup at about 4 ounces.
Yeah, we're going to use 4 ounces of the heavy whipping cream here for a serving of 2. Like I said, you can change that depending upon how much you are making, how many people you're making the butterbeer for, okay? So after we get to those 4 ounces, what do we do next?
Next, we add 5 pumps of the butterscotch syrup.
5 pumps. You want to go ahead and do that? I'll go ahead and hold that up here. 1, 2. You can do as many as you would like if you have a sweeter tooth, or if you like less. But we like 5. We found that to be the amount that seems most similar to what you're going to have in the park. Okay. So what do we do next, Elle?
Next, you take the immersion blender and you blend it until it's thick, but we don't want it to have any peaks if you lift it up.
Yeah, one of the cool things about the head of the drink, or the topping on the drink at Universal, is it has these nice foamy bubbles. And so you'll know that when you get those foamy bubbles, you're right about the right spot. So let's go ahead and try not to make too big of a mess here. Go ahead and turn that on. So that's pretty good. Okay, stop. Maybe a little bit more, but you see how we're getting those nice bubbles? That means we're getting pretty close. We don't want to go too much past that. Okay, that should be pretty good. As you can see, that rose up quite a bit, but we didn't get to the point where it's it's whipped and making peaks and all that kind of stuff. So that's a good place to stop. All right, so after the topping, what are we going to do?
Next, we are going to take the blender.
Okay, and it's got suction cups on the bottom, which makes it funny. All right,
And
Sure it's
we
locked in
are
there.
going to put in our frozen cream soda.
Yeah, our frozen cream soda, you can see we froze already, and we actually went ahead and chopped it up. You can use ice cube trays if you'd like, depending upon how it's easiest for you to measure. I just found that it was easier for us to just pour it into a Pyrex dish or an aluminum dish or something like that and freeze it. Let it thaw a little bit, it'll be easier to pour into the blender. So we're just gonna dump that in, and I'm making a, wow, that's a mess, but that's okay. We'll clean that up afterwards. All right, so what do we do after we mix all of this in here, sis?
Well, then next you pour in the cold cream soda.
That's right, and so we're going to use about another 12 ounces, and that would be about a can's worth, or you can go a little bit less than that if you like it to be a little bit more chunky. I'm just going to eyeball it here. I'm going to go about a third of the way up. As much as the ice is filling it, I'm going to go about a third that high with the cold cream soda. After that,
we add 5 more pumps of the butterscotch syrup to this.
5 more pumps, and like I said before, you can add more if you like a sweeter drink. You can add less if you don't like it quite as sweet. But we do 5 for the topping and 5 for the beverage, and we think that is pretty close to pretty close to what they have in the park. So we're going to use the pulse setting on our blender. And we don't want to mix it up too much because we want it to stay kind of chunky. We don't want it to be too smooth. We want it more like an icy texture. So we're going to use the pulse feature, and we're just going to do that a few times until we see that it's all kind of mixing up good. I think that's looking pretty good. What do you think there, sis?
I think it looks pretty good.
As you can see there, that is now kind of slushy. It's not so much ice as it is more of like an icy. So that's where you want to get to. So we'll go ahead and move this out of the way. Can you pick that up there, sis? Pop, 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 pop. All right. So after that, you're pretty much done. Now it's just serve and enjoy. So we're going to take our 2 mugs here, and how much do we want to fill up here, sis?
Well, you want to leave about an inch between the rim of the glass and the actual, like, when you finish.
Right, because we want to leave room for the head or for the topping. So we're going to pour that in there. Oh, that looks good and slushy. I think we did a good job this time, sis. So we're going to leave about an inch, like you said. Okay, come over here, do the same thing. Right there is good. Okay, now depending upon how thick you've made your topping, you should be able to just pour it on. Sometimes you'll have to ladle it with a spoon, but we did a good job here, so we're going to just pour that right onto the top. Fill it up all the way to the rim. There we go. Got those nice bubbles just like they do in the theme parks. Then we're going to add our straws. And now you have a delicious, tasty, ice-cold butterbeer. Let's see how we did, sis. I think we got it right. That's pretty good. I love butterbeer.
If you liked this video, please make sure to hit that like button.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification icon so that you see whenever new Hey Dad Hey videos come out. And we hope that you share it with your friends and enjoy your butterbeer. Ella, brain freeze contest, go.
Ow.
Who lost? I think we both lost.
Yeah. Ow. I don't even know why I'm drinking more. It hurts.